This is Mentally Dope. Join us, Charmaine and Jasmine, two Black licensed therapists, as we build a bridge between mental health and Black culture. Come on, it's gonna be dope.
Mo to the E to the. Y'all, if you click on this episode, we're talking about Moesha. It's kind of crazy that we have not did an episode of Moesha yet, but today we're doing so. So, welcome to Stay Mentally Dope. I'm Charmaine. This is Jasmine.
That's me.
Yeah. So in today's episode, y'all know that on our show we talk about all things about Black culture and mental health, and we do different shows and music and topics and all the great things. And today, we're talking about an episode of Moesha. And not just any episode of Moesha. Of course, me and Jasmine
The one that Charmaine picked because she wanted to traumatize me.
This is not the one that I picked. I picked the other one that we didn't do.
I did not pick this one. Because I don't even think I knew it existed.
So,
We've been talking about it. Clearly, we got problems.
So this is the episode. I will say that as an adult, I don't know if you guys are like me, but watching shows back as an adult, and you're like, what the heck did I used to watch, and why were these shows like so dramatic and extra? I loved it, but as an adult, when I watched it back, I was like,
The drama
of it. Like, oh my
drama.
gosh, it was like a 20-minute soap opera. So yeah, this is the episode though when Moesha took the college tour when she was trying to figure out what school she wanted to go to. And she took the college tour to Maynard University.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a cousin named Sharice who lives up there.
Oh, that was supposed to be her cousin?
Yeah,
Okay.
she said it was her cousin that we never see again. But her cousin, Sharice, who's also Laura Winslow, is up there, and they're doing college tours, and she meets a new guy, and he gives her the date rape drug. And she also runs into her ex-boyfriend that she had just broke up with.
So
that's
going on.
Yeah, that's like the synopsis, the overview of the episode. We talk about high school seniors going to a college campus to do a college tour. But in this episode, we're going to talk about the vulnerability, I guess, that goes into dating, attaching to people, the safety that goes into that, the culture of what that can look like for us as women, us as individuals.
I think even like being in a new space, like a space that you've never been into before,
Yeah.
and doing something new.
Or people taking advantage of you.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll talk about some mistakes
Yeah.
made because I was out here wilding. And let me tell you, and the kids was out here wilding, and I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed that like nothing had happened, but like it's very common. Like we all know somebody that something has happened to, or that has been in a dangerous situation. Like it's really common.
Mm-hmm. Or things that we would laugh about and be like, "Oh, girl, I don't know how we made it out." But it's like, no, it's like serious that those things could have went very, very left, or did go very, very
or
left.
it's trauma, and we don't see it as trauma. You'd
Yeah.
be like, ah, you'd be like, that's actually not.
But I think that there's a thing too that I remember being in a class one time, and we're talking about like culture and things of that nature. And the question was asked, "What is the culture of being a woman?" And I had never really thought about this.
What class was it? Because I took a woman in whatever studies class.
Don't ask me. It was,
Okay.
It was like a psych and something like that, whatever class. But it was like, what is the culture of being a woman? And there was so many things named about like, don't walk alone at night, or like always have two to the bathroom, don't leave your cups unattended. All of these different things that unfortunately the culture of a woman, a lot goes into that element of safety and almost protecting ourselves from predatory men.
Mm-hmm. Not almost. I think that is a culture, right? That we have the responsibility to protect ourselves from people who could harm us. And a lot of times that if we don't, then it's on us, right? You should have been more protective. You should have looked out for yourself better. You should have shown up for your fellow woman better. All of these layers to stuff. So I think it's very much, there's some kind, I don't know why culturally, but it's on our shoulders. Well, I think I do know why culturally. But it's on our shoulders that we need to do something, and if we don't, we're going to get hurt, and like that'll be our fault.
Yes, and we continue to see situations where the first question asked, even after someone was hurt, was where was she at? What did she have on? Who was with her? Why was
she
she out so
drinking?
late? Yes. Oh, yeah, she was drinking. It's all these things that once again puts the responsibility back on her. That if she would have followed by the cultural rules, none of this would have happened.
Instead of going to the root of the problem, which is why are people allowed to do unsafe things to people or harmful or dangerous or abusive things to people without consequence
Yes, 100%.
or with very little consequence, a slap on
Yeah.
the wrist.
So in this, and I think the hard part of this too is that we also bring in the mental health aspect of it. In this particular episode, we see the show starting off with Moesha going through the pressure of choosing a college and feeling like that she was being pushed and pulled from multiple directions of like, you know, what her friends wanted, what her mom wanted, what her dad wanted, what everybody wanted for her of what she was wanted, what she should do as far as like, you know, where to go to school in the fall. And then also we're dealing with post breakup. So she has a guy that she really liked. Shout out to the fact that I don't care what nobody says. Aaron was actually my favorite of all of
What
her
happened?
boyfriends.
Why did they bring up this time?
That time before this episode, I want to say that may have been the first time episode when she found out that he wasn't a virgin the way that she was.
Oh, okay.
That might have been that episode. But so we also have like, you know, this breakup situation where she's vulnerable, she's in her feelings, and she's also a teen girl. Like, if you guys have never watched, I think it was our backup on our BS episode. Some of the behaviors, and then like you exacerbate them by making a teen girl like, what am I gonna do about like my ex? I'm gonna make him feel like that I don't want to see him and I don't care at all, and all
The
these
drama
things.
of it all.
Yes, the drama of it all and the pettiness. So she's going to have a fun weekend with her friends, and then bam, she runs into her ex.
Maybe he runs into her. She was already going to be there. But anyway.
Yes.
It's the whole thing. And she's just like, I don't know what to do.
Yes.
And her friends are being a little dramatic about stuff.
And then there's this guy who has kind of already been vouched for that he was a cool dude. Her cousin said that he was a cool dude. He's being all sweet. He's being all nice. He has the same major as her. And he's like, yeah, like I can be the one to show you around. I can be the thing. Like he like preys on her a little bit. She really likes to like you know, wants to be here. Like, what do you like? I can do those things. And then we get into the situation where he hands her a drink. It was already soda. I guess it wasn't fizzing. I don't know what happened.
You had to go to questions and need answers because I have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anywho,
he gets her a drink.
Yes.
They can't. I'm sure they can't drink alcohol on TV and give them to minors. Like it's a whole.
Yes,
thing.
I mean, it was a Coke though. But
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
But
I think there's a reason why it wasn't alcohol, which.
And it was, I mean, like they were
would
like,
routinely happen.
Yeah, they were they're like in like a gym or whatever of the school. So like they're like on campus.
Has that stopped you?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering. So anyway.
Yes, but anywho, and then he.
Yeah, he puts in a roofie, gives it to her, and
she instantly falls out.
Okay, it was like 2 scenes, but like as soon as she has it, she's like, whoa, and just drops on the floor. And so it's not funny, but go watch the episode and remember what we're talking about because it was just melodramatic.
Yes, the topic, of course, is not funny whatsoever, but the drama of the episode, just in general. So yes, we're not laughing at the topic at all, but yes, the like of the whole situation.
And then here we are. And just the drama that ensues. Like the police come and he just takes off running. He don't do nothing. Zoom. I said, what is going on? Now you definitely look like you committed a crime. It don't matter. All that to say, that all happens. And then we kind of deal with the fallout of that. And that's really all we see. It's like just it wraps up at the end of the episode of her being like, oh no, did something happen to me? And he'd be like, no. And like then everything's okay.
And then like, you know, she has her little journal entry where she says that sometimes you crap out and sometimes you hit the jackpot, where she was saying that the dude Merv was a crap out and Aaron may have been the jackpot. But I think it's the idea of what that looks like in those different situations of that situation. She was drugged. The bigger part of this situation is that she was drugged. And in most situations, that would be handled a little bit differently and things of that nature. And can dating and being vulnerable with people be a source of trauma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really hard to find a person that has not had a difficult or maybe even traumatic experience in dating, especially because we usually like start around the adolescent years of like that whole thing. And then because of the way that we are as young people, Like we're very aware and hyper aware of ourselves and very self-conscious, and like anything that people say, it really sticks to you. You really remember. And so I think it's really hard to not have a bad experience doing that, because that's kind of like the nature of dating. Like you have to experience people and be vulnerable, and then people
Yeah.
give you feedback on things that maybe you don't want feedback for, you didn't even ask for feedback for, but here we are.
I think that also we're talking about the level of what is it like to be dating someone, to be open, to be vulnerable, and for them to hurt you. I work with so many clients that I have to explain to them and have these conversations of you have relationship trauma, that a lot of them don't think that like they don't recognize their relationship, like they don't recognize it as trauma because it was a bad breakup or someone hurt them or things of that nature. I was like, no, that situation was 100% traumatic for you, and it changed how you looked at yourself, how you looked at the world, how you trust people, and like so yeah, the aspect of how this relationship or this situation within this relationship shaped you differently forever. Or this experience, you went on this date and this thing happened to you and it changed you completely. That's what to me like this like now has become a source of trauma.
Yeah. And I'm gonna restate what she said, because people love the trauma word. Everybody be using it like, just like a little cherry on top of everything. But everything ain't traumatic all the time, right? Trauma is something specific that happens to you and changes the way you look at yourself and or you look at the world, just like Charmaine said. So what we're saying is like, somebody can have a really difficult experience in dating, right? Like the same thing that happened to Moesha could have happened to someone, which is she got roofied. It was a scary moment, but nothing ended up happening physically. Like she wasn't physically unsafe. She wasn't raped, those kinds of things. And that could not be registered in someone as trauma, right? Depending on many, many factors that prevents people or helps people not have trauma. And somebody can have that experience, and I'm not saying it's small, but it's like lesser on the scale of what else could have happened after that, and could be traumatic for people.
Yeah, because
right?
now
And we don't really get to choose
yeah.
how that works.
Because if now in that moment I learned that I can't trust people, it has now shifted me. Now I'm looking at everybody. Like now I refuse to ever have a drink anywhere I go. Bottled water, please.
Yeah. And you don't have any support. So when we read the Gabrielle Union story, she talks about her rape situation and the experience. Was she in college or was she in high school?
She was in college.
Still, she was in college, I believe, and it was actually just like a really horrible, terrifying event. And she talks about how after that, everything changed with her. Her actions changed. She could not go out by herself. She didn't want to leave. There were like some physical symptoms, like a whole bunch of stuff was happening. And that's how we know that it is encoded as trauma in someone versus just a hard experience, just a bad experience, just some difficult times.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that we also have to look at like kind of like what you were saying too. What lengths do you feel like that we as women sometimes go through in order to prevent this from happening? I think about like this for like me and my friendships of like dating, and like even like the whole thing of like we share names, we would share license plates. There would be like snuck pictures at dinner, like this is what he looks like, so if anything happens to me, this is the guy that I was with last. I'm like literally I have friends who like share the location. They're like sending me like, hey, this is like all this person's personal information, just to make sure that if anything happens to me, you know who I was with. Like the idea of like what that looks like safety wise. Do I literally have to like walk around with like my mace in my hand, because just in case you jump stupid, I got to be ready to
Like that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's like that though, like the things that we have to be guarded with. Like I know for me, because of certain situations, like there would be certain things that I wouldn't wear. Because I felt like that sometimes I don't need you to have no easy access. So jeans felt better to me and felt safer than me than going out in a dress, because like those things would just like feel like, yeah.
Absolutely. Whoo! That is to say, I think there's like a culture of hypervigilance for women around this. I definitely feel more like if I'm walking around by myself and I don't have anybody around me, if I'm in a situation, even if I want to be in that situation, how quickly things could like go left or look different than how I want them. unfortunately, I think there's just a culture of the hypervigilance. The hypervigilance is kind of normal because I don't know a lot of women who don't also go through all these steps to do that, to make sure, like, if I'm going somewhere, I need to park by a light. I need to make sure I'm under a light pole. I need to make sure that, like, it's well lit
Yes, I was
or
always
well
told
trafficked.
to not park next to vans. Like,
Yeah, I'm serious. Like, if it's dark and I'm going somewhere I've never been before, I'm not going to park by a car that like looks like a little off. I'm not going to do it. That's just me. And like how I need to hold, literally, how I need to hold my keys to walk to the car. If
Yes.
you see the videos, you need to hold them between your fingers and do this other stuff. And the other day, I was actually like looking up. I always struggle with having a taser because
Yeah.
I'm clumsy and I'm just going to tase myself. But I struggle with, I still need something. I still need something to be able to feel good and feel safe. But like, and I would say I don't have any physical trauma about dating and safety and those kinds of things.
But
That's
sometimes-
like normal.
but sometimes it's vicarious from other people.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, somebody who does, their hypervigilance would be way more than mine is. I don't have that, and mine is still pretty good, pretty high. So like it's just cultural at this point. Like this is the way that we keep ourselves safe because our environment is not keeping us safe.
No, 100%, 100%. And so like that, like yeah, like what causes trauma in that situation?
But do you know what really sucks about it too? Is men who don't understand that. I have some male friends who are just like, oh, this girl, like, and she feels like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, or like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what that person had complained about, but basically like, oh, she's not giving me a chance, she's not letting me in, all of these things, and I'm saying, but what was the context of the situation? Did you know that when you like kind of made that joke that probably made her feel uncomfortable and she don't know you from anybody and all this stuff? Like they have a hard time understanding, like, why do y'all do all of this? Why are there so many, why is it so hard? Okay, let me give you an example. I got this friend that complains about women will give him their numbers, but then don't text him back, or it's the wrong number, or block him. And he's like, I can't find anybody real, I'm frustrated. And I have to be like, but I've been in that situation before, and that sometimes if I don't want to give a guy their number, then I know that it can turn violent, or they start calling me names, or they start being me. Like, it turns into a thing where it's potentially dangerous. So it's easier for me to say, take my number. Like, I don't care. I block you. I don't. I have no intention of talking to you, but take my number. Than to do that, even though I have no intention, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Or usually, you know me, my face, I'm under duress. Okay, I'm not gonna call you though, but all right. But that's the culture of it because
No.
I'm protecting myself, but men don't understand why we need to do that or why we show up that way.
Yeah, because you've never had to deal with one of them rude men who wants
They
to
don't,
cuss you
though.
out, or like start
Or
like,
hurt
being
you,
rude.
like
Yes,
literally harass you to the car. I don't want you anyway. I don't want to. We've seen stuff on video where like somebody's trying to holler at somebody and the woman says no, and maybe she says it nice, or maybe she's like hell no, and she's very rude, and it turns into a thing, and now it's a fight, or now the woman is dead.
No, 100%.
It's not that uncommon. It's less common than it was before, but it's not impossible by any means.
No, that's why I think that part of the solution to this is not to have it's not to have more talks with women, it's to have more talks with men. But that's just me, of like teaching men the importance of how to treat women, how to do consent, what is okay and what's not yours. But
Yeah. Can I give you another example?
Go ahead.
Your girl likes to yap. So I have a friend that recently went on a date, and y'all feel free to weigh in on this. But something, like everything she said was good on paper, but there were some things that he did that felt weird, which was he chose the place they were going to meet, which is fine, but he knew everybody there. He especially had like a good relationship with the bartenders and all that stuff. He had a drink waiting for her when she got there. Exactly. He was nice. He was friendly. He did everything on paper the way he needed to. But then things just started pinging in her brain of just like, why do you have that drink here? Why do you really want me to do that? Why do I suddenly now not feel like myself? Why is it that you're insistent on wanting to take me home? Stuff like that. But otherwise on paper, everything was normal. But it's those things that kind of make you feel crazy of just like, am I imagining this or am I being too...
he's trying to be chivalrous.
Yes.
And I think that also like when you have guys who are gaslight you and be like, I was trying to be nice.
Or you have trust issues. Like, this is why you can't find a man or all this stuff because you have these trust issues. not knowing that like something about you, my gut is saying no to, and I need to trust that.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. How do you feel like that constantly being alert like that impacts people's mental health?
That it's exhausting.
It
It's
is.
exhausting. I'm tired. It's exhausting to always have to be on alert in certain situations, like at night. Like we just went out not too long ago, and you was like, "Let me walk to the car," and I was like, "No, we're walking to the car together. I'll make sure you get to the car."
And I was literally just telling you about that thing on like, that I wanted to order that like was sounding the alarm, and you was like you was like, Charmaine, that ain't gonna do nothing. But I think
Not that, but I'm just saying it need to be the right alarm. It need to be like free stuff. Then people gonna show up. Don't be like, no, don't hurt me. People gonna be,
But I think it's like that too of like those things that we like that of like making sure that all of our like there's something too also in like not the culture of a female, but like the culture of a friendship. Like that wouldn't have bothered me, but like because I'm like it really wasn't like not super far. But if I did have a long walk and you were like, all right, girl, see you later, that probably would have hurt my feelings.
I always feel a little bit type of way of somebody who's just like, okay, you leaving? All right, bye. And I'd be like, but it's dark out here. You didn't even wait until I got inside.
Yeah.
It's the culture of the thing.
But see, I be arguing with you because I be trying to make sure that let me tell you guys this. I be trying to make sure that Jasmine gets in her house.
She act like she's snitching on me.
But because you be difficult for no reason, fam. I be trying to make sure that you be getting in the house and you be like, girl, if they gonna get me, they gonna get me. Stop playing with me, Jasmine. Stop playing with me. Get your behind in that house and close that door.
But I do feel that way.
Like,
but
go inside and close the door.
But if we can keep it a stack, though, like these are the jokes that women make all the time.
Yes, but it's serious.
To play off the fact that like we always feel this way and we always feel this kind of tension and anxiety. But like that's also my lived experience all the time.
Yeah,
right.
No, 100%.
Like I say that to people all the time. That's not true. Like if they wanted me, they would come find me and it'll be all right.
No, but and I get that, but I do think that there is also the level of
there's truth in it.
Yes, but there is also to me like there's the level of shared vicarious trauma or even just like shared trauma a little bit, especially like for some of us who have been through some of these situations. It is like that feeling of like, no, we are going to pee together. Stop being difficult. I'm going with you. Like, don't fight me. If you're going to pee, I'm going to pee. Like that thing of like, if we in this together. If we came together, we leave together. Stop playing with me.
Let's talk about that too. Did anybody grow up with that being? I'm curious about how this happens. Did your parents outright teach you go like travel in pairs? If somebody's going with somebody, you go with them. Like the girl rules, or did you learn that from other people? Like, did your parents sit down?
My mom taught me a lot of those things. A lot of it was like friendships. Yeah, she did teach me a lot of that in friendships, and then also with me and my sister, that was a lot of things that we learned about together.
For safety reasons, or for just like this is how you be a good friend to someone?
Safety reasons. Like if you guys seen in the past videos, my mother had trauma, so therefore it was definitely rooted in me of being aware of my surroundings and being aware of people around me.
Yeah, I think mine's safety too, and it was more just like that's how you be a good friend to somebody, right? Like you go with them, you make sure they're okay. Like you don't just worry about yourself.
Yeah, no,
it's
100%.
collaborative.
Yeah, and I think that like that's the hard thing for me, like the hard thing or the positive thing of like having good friends around me. That even if there was a cute guy in my face, she'd be right there and be like, I'm not blocking. I'm just saying, but I'm staying here.
Listening, attending, and also getting signals from your friend because, baby, let me tell you, the good part of us all going to the bathroom together is that we can all get on one accord. So I might be in this man's face being like, yep, okay. But on the inside, I might really feel like I'm trying to get out of this situation. I don't like this, but I need a way to tell somebody else that I don't like this.
Or like
and so we might go to the bathroom, or we might have a signal because I know you got a signal with your homegirl like, not it. And they can be like, come on, we gotta go. Yes. We gotta go. It's very urgent.
Or like if you peep something that they didn't peep, girl. I just saw him over there.
He was making out with somebody before you came. He got lipstick right over here. So you maybe let's.
You
not
didn't
do that.
see it. Let's come on. But I saw it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women helping women. Okay, it's collaborative.
And I do think that it is hard because
but it's exhausting.
Yes, it is exhausting. And I feel like that in this episode we saw that they thought that Mervin was the dude's name. They said that he was a good, that he was
But
a
like
good
you
dude.
said, he was co-signed by somebody they trusted.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
even in the moment, like she is literally like doing like this on the dance floor, and Sharice is like, oh yeah, she's having a good time.
She's so silly. Wait a minute. But that, if you don't know, I'll put you on. That is the playbook of people who are abusers or molesters, is that they try to get, if they can't get in other ways, they get in ways to where, hey, there's somebody you trust. Let me get in with the person you trust so that you'll trust me.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, I don't, looking back on the episode, you read a lot into stuff, but I can see that he slid in there on purpose to be like, let me see what's going on here. Let me connect with this person to exploit what was going to happen next.
Yeah,
I'll say
and
that.
also like it definitely like has that question of like that wasn't his first time trying that. So
He was way too comfortable.
yeah.
Also, don't you ever in your life, it's more offensive to me for you to stick your finger in
I was
your
thinking-
drink
I was
and
thinking
stir it
the
around.
same
Not more
thing.
offensive, but
I was
you
thinking
added
the
insult
same
to injury.
thing. I said on top of that, he put his dirty finger in her drink. That is nasty.
You probably ain't washed your hands in 2 days. I'm not doing none of that
That
with
is
y'all.
nasty.
But in addition to it being exhausted, it just takes up a lot of mental space.
Yeah.
Women don't have the ability to relax, and as we trying to be on this soft life stuff, as much as we want to, because we do have to be vigilant around our safety.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
I
think
know
that-
you probably experienced with your husband of like you doing something, I don't know, maybe not, but of you doing something and he'd be like, why are you doing it that way? And you'd be like, because I am a woman and I'm in this body and I have to do it
but
different.
and I will say, and I was having this talk with someone in one of my classes one time about like what happens sometimes when we do have those soft spaces. Like, yeah, I'm a whole different person when I'm by myself versus when I'm with my husband. I'm hyper into stuff. I'm hyper aware. When I'm with him, baby, I walk in traffic. I don't. Like,
And that's the thing,
because I
too.
do feel, and he'd be like, bring your behind back, but I just be like, da, 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 because I'm like, he got it.
But the question is, where do you have the opportunity to be that person? Like, what other parts of your life do you have the opportunity to be that person? Not at work. We got to be vigilant at work.
No,
Not
100%.
walking around the street by yourself. All of that stuff. So it feels nice to be
Yeah.
like, I just get to be here.
No,
I just get to be here and I don't have to protect or worry about this and worry about that.
no, I 100% get that, and I think it's hard when we don't have those spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And does that change for you if you're like out of the country or out of the state?
Yeah, because I'm always terrified out the country, but that's like not
I'm
even
terrified the whole time.
that's I mean if I'm in the resort, but that's just me. I'm one of the people who's like we not doing all this extra.
I don't trust the
exploring.
resort either, though. The folks
yeah,
killers be in the resort
yeah,
too.
that
They
is
be
where-
on the cruise ships. Let's not even go
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. So I think it does depend differently on different environments. Also, like, different personalities for us sometimes, and how we show up, how we were raised, and how we look at different things. So yeah, there's just different ways that goes into that.
Okay.
But
But that is to say, I think what you're saying is it's particularly vulnerable for Moesha in that situation, because you're going with someone you trust. This is my big cousin. She's going to take care of me. It's chill. I get to relax. I don't have to worry about all this. And then boom, something happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's especially devastating, I think.
Yeah, and I think that also, just like based on other episodes, Moesha kind of sort of has like this mentality that you see in the episodes of like a teen. It's like I'm invincible. Them things ain't gonna happen to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like that's the teen experience. Until you get there and you're like, hey, this is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I didn't even consider it could look like this.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you feel like that we should, like, as like a therapist, that you like the people should know?
I think, like you said, like, we need to be talking to boys. I think we need to be talking about to everyone, especially young people, just about like intimate partner violence, of that process. Like, it's possible. It doesn't just happen to adults, and it doesn't just happen to the person you never think it's going to happen to, or the person you assume it's going to happen to. It's super common. Like, when I was in college, I didn't know until I was in college how pervasive it is for people to be raped, molested, and harmed in all of this way. I didn't know, especially because I'm like, college is an extension of high school. Like, it's just like a bigger high school and like less consequences. It doesn't feel that dangerous because it's still kind of artificial.
Yeah, I think that for me, it was also, and I tell people this a lot too, just based on experience too, is that it's not always people that you don't know. And most times
But
it
it's
is.
almost never people you don't
Yeah,
know.
which is like that's the hard part too. Is that I feel like that is what we think a lot of. Like, oh, I know that person.
Stranger danger, though,
Yeah,
is what we say. Stranger, don't be
yeah,
around strangers.
I know this
But it's not a
person. This
stranger.
person would never do this, and then you find out, no, that person would. Not everybody has your best interest at heart.
Yeah. All of that. And then just to get support. Because, like we talked about, trauma and all of these things. One of the things that pushes someone or contributes to it being pushed into trauma is not having a support, right? Having to deal with something bad that happened by yourself. You don't have anyone to talk to, you don't have anyone to tell, people don't believe you, or maybe you have like backlash, all of the things. Get some support. Every college campus, I think knowing this is the truth,
Should.
every college campus should have a counseling center at some point. So minimally you can start there. That's not always what people need, but they always refer you out. They always can refer you out. They always have referrals. So
Yeah.
you should always be connected. Is that true?
I feel like that they
every
should.
campus that I've ever been in contact with.
That's why I said I can't say every, but they should. I mean, I don't know.
That's mine. But what about you? What do you, as a therapist, what do you wish that people knew about any of it?
I think kind of like what I said is that just like being aware of even the people around you. So that's the hard part.
Just like be discerning. Yeah, even if it's people you trust.
Yeah.
Even if it's people in authority over you, because baby, it doesn't matter who it is. Professors. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Professors, TAs, whatever, all the things. Oh, so think about it, digest it, see if, as you rewatch this episode, see if it hits you in a different way as an adult. Seeing it now, it's all very enlightening and maybe triggering. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's how you feel?
Yeah. I mean, guys, like forever, like we always say, like, subscribe, leave some comments. Tell us ways that we're all trying to stay mentally dope together.
Let us know you're watching. Take care of yourselves, people. Bye.